So we're going to talk about something new. You might have seen it before, but if not, it's pretty exciting to learn new stuff in math. It's called factorial notation. So it's written like 5 with an exclamation point. So it's not like, ooh, it's an exciting 5, like 5, but it means something, okay? And what it means is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And we usually go to the 1, but that's what it means. So you're multiplying, and it starts with that number, and then it just goes down. They're the counting numbers, 5 to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1. Okay. So if you had 10 factorial, that would be equal to 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Whew. That would be really hard to multiply out by hand. Now, some calculators will have a factorial button. So these are called factorials when you have the exclamation point. Some have the factorial button, so you could just go 10 factorial and it would give you the answer. Now, on my calculator, mine's a little bit lower grade, I guess, but it does have what's a PRB button, and that stands for probability. If I push 10 on my calculator, so put the 10 in first, and then I hit the probability button, it gives me a choice. It's got MPR and then MCR and then the exclamation point. So I use my arrow key over to the exclamation point, and I hit enter, and it'll say 10 factorial on my screen. And then I hit enter, and it tells me 3628800. 3,628,800. Okay, so that's, how you use a calculator. You could do it by hand, but like I said, it might be a little tricky to do by hand. Okay. Usually they're not going to be huge numbers, but sometimes they are, and there's certain things we can do to make life easier, which we'll do in the next video. Okay, so that's factorial notation. It's the exclamation point in math. They're really exciting numbers. Anyway, 0 factorial is defined to be 1. Okay, now I know that seems odd, but it just has to have that definition. Now we use this factorial notation a lot in the branch of math called probability. Probability. And that's permutations and combinations and things like that. I don't know how much we're going to get to do in the next couple weeks with probability, but we might get to do some. Okay, so here we're just introducing factorials, and we're going to use them in some sequences. So it says write the first 4 terms of the sequence whose nth term is, and here's our generator right there. Okay, so we want to find the first term, a sub 1, which is 2 to the first over 1 minus 1 factorial. So the n, you see it in 2 places. For the first term, n is 1. Okay, so that's going to give me, I'll just go down, 2 over 0 factorial, but we know 0 factorial is 1, so 2 over 1, which is 2. Okay, so that's the first term, a sub 1. Now we're going to do the second term, a sub 2. So 2 squared over 2 minus 1 factorial. So you follow the order of operations here. You have to do the parenthesis first. So I'm going to get 2 squared is 4 over 1 factorial. Well, 1 factorial is also just 1. This is just 1. It's just 1. Okay. That's weird, huh? That both 0 factorial and 1 factorial are both 1. But that's the way it works. Okay, now we're going to find a sub 3. So we'll get a little more exciting with our factorials here. So it's going to be 2 cubed in this case over 3 minus 1 factorial. Okay, 2 cubed is 8, and then we're going to have 2 factorial. 2 factorial is 2 times 1. Okay, and that is, run out of room, 8 over 2, which is 4. So a sub 3 is 4. Okay, we got one more to do, a sub 4, which is going to be 2 to the 4th power over 4 minus 1 factorial, which is going to be 2 to the 4th power is 16. And then you have 3 factorial. That's 16 over 3 times 2 times 1. I usually put the 1. Okay, even though you kind of don't need it. But 2 goes into 16 8 times. And 3 doesn't go into 8. So you can do that canceling because you have multiplication. So that's really handy. All right, so I get 8 over 3. And that would be a sub 4. So what did it want me to do? It wanted me to find the first 4 terms. I found them. I'm going to write them as 2, comma 4, comma 4, comma 8 thirds. That's the first 4 terms for that sequence.